Changing engine oil on your car or your truck. Should you do it? We're about to find out. Let's get it. YouTube, what is going on? It is your boy Chris Rod here, and today what we're going to be doing is simply changing the oil out on a 2016 Kia Forte EX. And the reason we're doing this is because fluid's dirty and it's my girl's car and I gotta do it, so I guess this will do. And what I'm going to be using today is going to be the essentials that we pretty much need. Got a new oil filter, we got a pipe wrench. You can use a strap wrench, strap it up, but hey, that's all up to you. And we're going to be using this oil drain bucket, pan, thing, container. I'll be sure to put everything down in the description below as to where you can get these particular items. You can go to your local auto parts store and or Walmart, wherever it may be. But I'll put the links down below. Now generally, when it comes to oil, depending on what car it is, for this particular car, I had to go with Valvoline, but they didn't have any. So, I don't know why. Maybe it's a shortage. I don't know, COVID. But, what we're going to be using is the mobile and as well as the Purelator Boss. And I go with the Purelator Boss just because it's the highest quality that they got. I'm usually going with a mobile, but hey, this is going to have to do. Again, supply and demand, guys. Supply and demand. First thing that you're going to have to do is make sure that you get the car elevated to a safe point to where you can get under the car and be able to do an engine oil change. If you got a truck, use that to your advantage. If not, we're going to go this way. And the way that I'm doing this particular oil change is going to be with rhino ramps, because these cars, I don't know where the points are to hold them, you know, and to me, it kind of scares me. So rhino ramps are going to do, and I'm using that because I don't have race ramps. I'm broke. Better option. And before you even think of going under the car to make sure your life is fully intact, be sure just wiggle the car around and make sure that the car is stable and it's not going anywhere. Do the same thing even if you got jack stands under the car. Next thing we want to do, we're going to pop the hood and get this. We gotta get that out. One sec. The next thing we want to do is not only have the hood open, we want to make sure that we got a cool engine to work on. You can fill in the intake, fill in the alternator a little bit, and if it's cool enough to where you're able to touch it with your hand, you're good to go. Next thing you're gonna want to do is make sure that your oil filler cap is loose and completely disassembled. I'm gonna do that right now. And these Kias are absolute garbage, but you know, whatever. That's out. We're ready to rock and roll. And the reason that you want to take your oil filler cap off is to make sure that you have the maximum amount of airflow to go through the engine, out the drain plug, to be able to go back into your oil drain pan. And it's like science and physics, and I don't know, but hey, we're going to work with what we got. Next thing that you're going to want to do is, you know, literally make sure that we take this particular plastic piece off. This is kind of like a dust cover-ish kind of deal, so no dust, mud, and all crap get inside and whatnot and dirty up your engine bay. I think it's really stupid, but hey, I'm not a manufacturer, so whatever the case may go. But on this Kia in particular, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And I'll be sure to take all those screws out right now. Holy shit, this girl needs some tires, boy. God damn. There's a good chance it may have more than just 4 bolts, but this car, we didn't need them. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You're also going to have some clips right here and right behind me. So we're going to take those out, and this whole plastic piece will come right off. Now we can just yeet this out of our life. Next thing you're going to want to do is locate your drain plug and as well as your filter. So, oil filter, literally right in front of your face as you take that plastic trim or plastic cover off. And then your drain plug is going to be right over here at the oil pan. So we got to remove that, get the filter out, drain everything, and we're ready to put some new fluid in. We just point out the fact that I'm using the K&N from what I had before. I am legendary. These K&N filters are gold. I got to admit, one of the best things you could probably get. High flow filter, useful, especially at RPM. I recommend that, but we're using the Boss. Oh well. Drain pan going down below. We got the sockets we need. A ratchet somewhere down there. And I'm not using gloves because I'm a man. So I'm hoping you guys can see that. Right here is a drain pan that we got to take care of. And I almost forgot. I should have put a chuck in the back of the car. Doesn't matter. Safety, not important. Actually, it is. Don't listen to me. That's what a drain plug is. All I have to do is just take this bolt out, let the fluid go into the drain pan, come over to the filter, take that out, and we're ready to put some oil. Let me execute that right now. Now we're ready to just clean her up, put our drain bolt in, and tighten it nice and snug. Make sure you don't over tighten these drain bolt plugs. That's a no bueno kind of a deal. You don't cross thread it. It's very bad. You should put a new plug in, bolt, crush washer. I don't roll that way. Send it, you know what I'm saying? So this is as tight as I can get it right now with just my wrist. I'm gonna go one more little small rotation, and that's tight enough. We do not need to over tighten this bolt. And off to our filter. I'm gonna be using this oil filter wrench piping. This little mechanism. It's a nice little device. I got the K&N. Usually you can put a nut, or excuse me, you can put a wrench and take this out, but I should still be able to grab it with this particular wrench. Whoa, so that wrench, it's not gonna work. That's actually in my way. So I'm gonna be using either my good old hands, or I'm using a wrench to call it a day. So, yeah. I think we can use my hand, we're good here. Almost got her. There she is. So now that we got a good majority amount of that oil drained out, next thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of the new oil around the ring, or the, around the O-ring of the oil filter, and as well put oil inside the filter to put that back in so we don't have too much of a dry start. Note to self though, not every single oil filter is going to be designed to go in nice and like so. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's an angle, so you can't really put too much oil inside the filter. Keep that in mind, but on these Kia Fortes, works like a dream, so you can do it all day long. Open that up. Flip it. Put it back in. And we're just going to pour the oil right into this hole. Oil's around the O-ring, and as well, we can't really see too much. It's inside here. And now we're ready to put this filter inside the car. Now we just clean her up. Make sure the other old O-ring is not on here, which it isn't. Now we're ready to just screw this new filter right in. And now she has a new home. When tightening these, only thing I recommend, use your weakest hand and just tighten as much as you can. My weakest is the left, even though I use it for other things. Nice. This is my weakest hand though. And then a little tight right around. Just about there, tighten only 3 fingers, and we are good to go. Now that the filter and drain plug are back in, last thing we need to do for this whole oil change, besides putting that plastic piece on, we got to get oil inside of the engine. And one thing I did not mention, you need a funnel. So let's get that right now. Here's my funnel, nice and simple. I'll be sure to put this also down in the description below. You can get these at your local hardware store and or Advance, you know, the good ordeal. We're gonna put her right in there, and now we're ready to fill this whole engine up with some oil. Something to point out, this car at the moment, even though I'm still going to fill it with oil, is elevated to a particular height. With that being said, once I bring this off of the ramps, I still got to recheck my dipstick and make sure the fill line is at the correct point. And now here we have just me in fast motion changing the oil, because I really don't think you need to look at a jerk off just changing oil for roughly 2 minutes of playtime. So only thing I'm going to tell you right now is just be sure to double check your dipstick so you make sure you have the correct fill point line. Make sure you just got it in the right level. That's what you got to do. Double check it. If you know how many quarts of oil the car takes, put that amount of quarts, liters, however your scale's going nowadays. Just double check just in case, because you don't want to overfill it and then you have to drain oil. It's not good. Now that I got just a decent bit of oil in the car, I'm going to roll this back, fill it more, and get it to the right level on a dipstick. And then we'll pretty much be done. Car's filled with oil. last two things that I need to do. I gotta put that garbage on. Not important right now. But I gotta also reset the gauge off of the cluster. Now we're in the car, and don't forget, be sure to just turn the car on, let the new oil run through the engine for 5 minutes or however long you want. Well, copyright, Jesus. Now we gotta reset our little oil service thing, whatever you want to call it. And how do we do that? Folders, service, sure. And it says hold back to reset. Long reset? I don't know. What is that? Down here? Here? Boom. There we have it. Now we are back in business, and this car is ready to go out on another journey. And there you guys have it. That is how you do a complete oil change on a 2016 Kia Forte, and or same process goes for any kind of car or truck. Now going back to the question earlier, should you do one of these? The answer is going to be yes. Absolutely. This is good preventative maintenance, and you're going to save a whole lot of more money doing it yourself than having to go to any dealership to get this particular job done. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video and you find it helpful in any kind of way, be sure to leave a like. And don't forget, for your boy, be sure to smash the subscribe button, and as well as with a notification bell. And until the next one, it's my boy Chris Rod. I see all you beautiful people in the next one. Peace. I mean, come on, dog. This is what literally was in your car beforehand. Why would I want that? Of course it's worth it. Duh? Préndele, dos cachas y sube para la nube. Deja que ella te arrebate.